remember playing Mini, a Flash game on the internet when I was younger. These games would often be pretty short, but have addictive gameplay loops. As websites died and programs like Flash became discontinued, these games could sometimes be lost and forgotten to time. Even if they are still available, it's kind of nice having a standalone version so that you can access it from just a Steam account or wherever you might have your games instead of having to hunt down the website that you found it on. It's also nice to be able to support the developers if you have enjoyed the game, or just to be able to support them in the first place and not have to deal with ads or other ways for them to make income. Zombo Buster Rising started its life out as one of these browser-style games that you could play for free online. It is also available to be purchased standalone, which is how I played it. Is it worth taking a look at, or would it have been better off forgotten in some random corner of the internet? Zombo Buster Rising is a tower defense shoot-'em-up developed by Firebeast. From what I can tell, it was released to browsers in 2014 and then released on Steam in 2016. On Steam, it costs $1.99 at full price. The game is rated T, but I would put this very low on the T rating scale. I guess it has zombies and guns, but this game is very cartoonish and didn't really have that questionable content in my opinion, but that's just me, I guess. There isn't a whole lot of story to Zombo Buster Rising. A nefarious figure released a plague that started turning people into zombies. You're a survivor in the zombie apocalypse that is trying to wait for the Zombo Buster squad to rescue you. They fail to show up, so you have to take matters into your own hands and protect your base from the zombie hordes. That's pretty much the story. You get a few other survivors that join you over the course of the game, but there isn't really much story to those new additions. The ending is a bit humorous, but still, you're not really playing this game for the story. It's the bare bones idea of surviving hordes of zombies, and that's about all. The gameplay of Zombo Buster Rising is simple, but fun. The main action you'll be taking is clicking to shoot the zombie hordes that are encroaching upon your base. As you do this, you gain money for every kill, and you will also get up to 3 gems after a stage depending on how you did when you completed it. And this is measured by how much health you have remaining at the end of the round. As you progress through the stages, you will also unlock new ways to defeat the zombie hordes. You will gain 2 other survivors, a sniper and a rocket launcher, that will automatically attack the zombies over time. You will also gain 3 abilities, a small explosive, a time freeze, and an airstrike that you activate and then have to wait for a cooldown. You can use the money and gems you earn from levels to upgrade your defenses. Money will upgrade the weapons of your survivors, while gems will upgrade your abilities and can be used to upgrade other passive benefits like increased money. While you get money mainly from defeating zombies and finishing levels, there are also military guys that will run towards your base as well. If they survive and reach your base, you will gain some extra money. Sometimes though, they can be right in front of a cluster of zombies and take a bit too much fire, which results in them not making it. And this is pretty much the main gameplay loop. As you progress through the game, you run into harder types of zombies that require you to be strong enough to take them out. I did run into times where I would have to grind a previously defeated level in order to upgrade my survivors enough to defeat the next stage. This didn't happen too often, but it did a handful of times. As I said, the gameplay here is very simple. This also means that it starts to feel a bit repetitive after a while, even with the new abilities and different types of zombies. The game is pretty short. I was able to earn all of the Steam achievements in a little under 2.5 hours. This makes the game not overstay its welcome, and I felt that by the time things started to feel a bit too repetitive, it was nearing the end of the game. At some point, you do unlock a survival mode, but by the time I finished the main levels, I wasn't really looking for more. Overall, the gameplay here is fun and simple. It's just not going to be too exciting. You are pretty much doing the same thing in every level, and it's not too hard to win if you're properly leveled. I enjoyed it, but can't say that it was a game that I thought was amazing, and it's not doing anything new or unique that's really gonna set it apart from the genre. Zombo Buster Rising is a colorful and vibrant game. This is no dark, ugly apocalypse. I thought this choice matches the rather simple and lighthearted nature of the game. There is maybe nothing too amazing about the art here, but I also didn't really have any complaints either. The zombie variants are kind of fun, and overall the game looks nice and is colorful and fun to look at. The music and sound fall kind of into the same category. The music is upbeat while also having a bit of a dark undertone at times as well. If I'm being honest, the presentation in general just reminds me a lot of Plants vs. Zombies. It maybe doesn't quite reach the same quality of art or sound as that game, but that's kind of the general vibe I took from the game. It's more of a lighthearted, colorful zombie apocalypse than it is kind of a dark and gritty take on it. Zombo Buster Rising isn't going to blow you away or win any major gaming awards. It's a fun little tower defense shoot 'em up that is pretty simple, but also doesn't overstay its welcome. While some may tire of its gameplay loop sooner than others, I was able to largely enjoy it all the way through. I can acknowledge that it was a bit repetitive, but with the game only taking a little over a couple hours, that wasn't really enough time for me to tire of the game. I give Zombo Buster Rising a 7 out of 10. For a game that is fairly cheap and short, I had fun with it. There is just something satisfying about a game with simple gameplay. However satisfying that is, I still can't say that the game really left much of a lasting impression on me. It's solid for what it is, but there isn't a lot of depth or complexity to see here. Sometimes you just want a little game like this. That was always the appeal of the browser-style games in the first place. Simple games that you could play, enjoy, and often get sucked into them even though the experience wasn't very deep. That's what you're looking for. You can't really go wrong with Zombo Buster Rising. Just don't be expecting some gaming masterpiece.